I was wondering just now, how is this different from Weight Watchers or Noom, for example?
Sure, that's a very good question. So, as I mentioned in the first question, this is a program that addresses your entire metabolism. So, one of the things that I explained in the program, in the first step, which I'm going to leave the link for you guys down below. So, it kind of, the first step will go in a lot of the questions that you guys are asking right now, because these are the very common questions. So it works with adjusting your metabolism to put your body into the shape that is optimal for all the processes, which is, being as healthy as you can be, and being in the best physical shape. And metabolism is a very complex process. It's got a lot of reactions, a lot of, uh, things that depend on each other, and they all play together. So it's really not something that can be fixed with just one, single change. So, like if you think about your car, which your metabolism is a lot more complex thing than a car, because a bunch of people can get together and they can put their heads together and they can make a car. And no people, no scientists, no panel of experts have so far been able to get together and put together a human being, because our body is a lot more complex than you know anything that we've created so far, obviously. So when we take a car and say we have an issue, it doesn't start. Usually it's not just one single answer. Why? A mechanic would look at it and they, would attempt to fix it. And if that doesn't work, then they go on to the next thing. Kind of the same thing, or like even when, we talk other things besides weight loss and health, let's say, I have back pain or my stomach hurts or I have headaches. It's usually not one single thing that would fix that. We go to a doctor, they check things out, they try this medicine, it didn't work, so let's try the next medicine, maybe that will work, because really the whole complexity of things, even in that setting, is preventing even a very knowledgeable doctor to say this medicine that I'm going to give you will 100% solve your problem, because it's more complex than that. All they can do is try, and if it doesn't, then we're going to try medicine number two. So why am I explaining this? Is because I'm trying to paint you guys a picture of how complex our system of metabolism is. And when things result in weight gain, it absolutely is impossible to say it's because of this one thing, usually many things. But when it comes to diet programs, this is how they tend to address it. Weight Watchers is at all nothing just by counting calories, about just eating less. And they use their point system to kind of, trick your mind into thinking that you're doing something different. But in essence, each point equals certain amount of calories, and that's what you're doing. And so you just eat less, and you create a psychological setting to get you to eat less. I submit this is not a solution. And it's eating less is not a solution for many reasons. The first of it being is that if you're hungry, your body's telling you something. It's not getting what it needs, and it eventually is going to win that fight, because you cannot fight natural processes. We're not made to do that. It's a totally different neural pathways. Something that happens automatically just happens, and we can stall it off only for so long. Like, for instance, pardon the parallel, if you gotta go to the bathroom, you can fight it for some time, but you can't fight it off forever. Eventually, it will win. And so, if your body is telling you, I'm hungry, you can only fight it off for so long before it says, you know what, I'm gonna shut off that part of the brain and you're gonna eat the first thing you see because that's what needs to happen. So the idea of eating less against trying to change just one thing in that metabolism is doomed to failure before it starts. New is a step above from there because it looks at other things. New takes into consideration your hormones, for example, which is great, but it's just one thing or maybe two. They're not looking at your entire process of metabolism to understand what is happening in your body and why you're gaining the weight the way you are. So this program is different at its core because we don't look at one thing or two or a combination of three or four things. We'll look at your entire metabolism as a whole of what happens there, how it happens, how we can readjust it. And if you're in the live group, then we also do the diagnostic part of it because obviously there's as many combinations of what's going on as there is people. So if you come to the live program, you have the opportunity to know why you specifically are gaining weight, not why people gain it in general, but what is going on in your body. Is your liver not eliminating as it should? Is your lifestyle preventing you from getting enough sleep, and that disrupts some metabolic processes that happen during your sleep that help eliminate some of the weight through detox and so on and so forth. So this basically the difference when it comes to this program and other programs.